Yeah.
If you love some grassroots football there, welcome you on the show. 360 Sports on Trust TV. I am Adeni Ajishafe. Well, we'll be looking at a lot of issues that concern Nigerian football because the man at the end of affairs right now, just Rice, is saying he's no longer going to be contesting. He's confirming it, and we'll be looking at that particular story. Once again, you are welcome on the show. Joining me to talk sport is Olawale Peters. Good to have you.
Good morning, Adeni. It's my pleasure being here.
Actually, I can see some smile coming from your face. Okay, good morning. Let's start with, from a very good note, hockey. Team Nigeria, for the first time in the history of hockey, Nigeria actually came third. It has never happened when it comes to the Nations Cup that took place in Ghana at the Theodosia Stadium there, the hockey stadium. Nigeria emerged third in 2022 Men's Hockey Africa Cup of Nations. Well, South Africa came first, followed by Egypt, and then you have Nigeria coming third. Like I said, for the first time in the history of Nigeria, we came third in this particular sport.
Yeah, good things are happening
in Nigerian sport.
In Nigerian sport, except for the football. That is where we really need to get it right. But for other sports like the hockey, also, for the first time, we broke the record. We just finished the Commonwealth game. We also broke the record. So that shows that we are getting it right when it comes to sports in this country. But the beautiful bride of the sport, it is where we are lacking. And that used to be where we normally get it right before. So something needs to be done to make sure that we're still on that right path when it comes to football. So for the hockey team, it's very interesting. I was smiling and during the introduction because the pitch where the NNL played, it looks more like a rugby or hockey team. So if you can have a football player playing in such such condition, so what do you expect from our hockey team? We are known for what we know how to do best, something that we set our mind to do. I'm sure a lot of people will be asking right now that, do we really play hockey in this country? Where do they play it? We have all sports available in Nigeria, and we have people that can represent or participate in all the sporting events in this country. But the facility, the infrastructure, it's not really there. That is why we will not stop calling on the federal government through the Minister of Youth and Sport, which has done very well, because this is process of adopt
an athlete,
adopt a stadium. It's really working. Nevertheless, we still need to call on them to release hold on some of these sporting activities that the government are holding on to, so they can have people to sponsor them. A very good one for the hockey team for bringing another medal, glory, and smile to the country.
And the good one there, at least this time around, the men have spoken. They were able to turn things around. They came third for the first time in the history of hockey in Nigeria, coming third at the African Nations Cup that took place in Ghana in hockey. Now, while they were doing that, the men also in volleyball also did well in Tunisia, where the Under-21 Nations Cup is taking place as Team Nigeria. The volleyballers defeated Morocco. It was a good one there. 3-0, they won that game. Looking at the way the result ended in favor of Nigeria, 25-25 in the fourth, second, third quarter. It was a 3-0 there. Morocco scored 12, 16, 20 in the result. Good one for the volleyballers.
That's a trick. If you're playing football, you call this a trick, 3-0. So that means we won the three sets.
Yes.
So it seems we are really getting ready and getting prepared for the Olympic game. coming up very, very soon. But this is the preparation for the Olympics. Most of these athletes, most of these volleyball, hockey, are people that we need to try as much as possible, bring them together, give them the necessary training that they need to go out there and make us proud. A very good one, like I said earlier, we are getting it right when it comes to sport activities in this country. Volleyball, hockey, shot put, discus, athletes, we are getting everything, we are getting it right. We should just maintain the momentum, and where we are lacking that we need to work on, we should try as much as possible to do that. Defeating a North African team in Morocco,
it's not a child's play.
Not a child's play because they have all the facility, amenities, training, they have everything ready. The only thing that we have is our dedication and commitment and hunger for success. A very good one for us.
A good one there for Nigerian team. The volleyballers were able to win that game against Morocco 1, 2, 3, and all the quarters that they played. It's 3 sets in favor of Nigeria. They'll be facing Gambia and also Tunisia, the host country, as they continue to prosecute their games in volleyball. Earlier on, we talked about our hockey team also scooped the top place at the Nations Cup there. Well, let's go to the round leader game, football, where the biggest one just again yesterday, although he has said it before, but now he's confirming it because he says he will work with whoever becomes the Nigerian Football Federation's president. Amaju Pinnick finally is coming out to talk that I will work with whoever emerges NFF president. Amaju right now is saying, well, he won't contest again, and Nigerians are, well, we hope truly that he won't contest.
Well, I think we've lost the trust that we're supposed to have in some of our leaders in this country. That's the truth. This is going to be the second or the third time he'll be coming out. I will contest, I will not contest. And I think what he did while he was outside the country, I think he was in Kenya,
yes,
that he made that comment that there are pressure.
Inflation Nigeria pressurizing him.
Pressure on him to contest. What he did was to test the water, to see what would be our reaction. The reaction would be that, and let him contest, leave him. But I saw that people are not...
Very hostile reception.
Not even hostile, is the fact. Because we are talking about the longest serving NFF president in the history of this country with nothing, when I said nothing, nothing to show for it in terms of football. We just made mention of the volleyball, the hockey, the athletes that went to the Commonwealth Games. Look at what they won. Look at the way they paid them all their money, their allowances before the match, and their medal award immediately after the match. No issue at all. But when it's come to the NFF, that is where we are having issue, because they are always going back to hide under FIFA when it has to do with Article 19 that you should not interfere. I will give you money, I will not interfere. How can I be the one feeding you and I'll not be able to control you? So I think it is high time that we need to look into that. So I don't trust him. So why do I say so? And I'm sure a lot of Nigerians, they don't trust him. Among his executives also, they do not trust him. That is why the first vice president came out and said, this is my mind, that Congress is holding, no going back on it. They don't trust him. Now, let's look at it this way. He said he's going to work with whoever emerges. We don't want him. We don't want to see his name.
Was he working? My question now is, did he work with the the former one?
The former one, are they working with him? That's the question. So what he's going to do, I'll be sincere with you, he's a politician. Take it or leave it. He's a politician. He's very good at that. Now, he has already provoked the Tijani Babangida, that's the president of the
Players
Union, by not inviting them to the Congress that is holding in the next 30 days. He now invited their rival, who they are not recognized under the FIFA, by extension, CAF, or the NFF Congress itself. So, and they have already issued a statement that if we are not invited, we are going to go back to the court to get an injunction so that Congress will not hold. He did that diplomatically, politically,
to make sure
so that it will provoke them, they will go to the court.
And then
that's number one. And that Congress will not hold. And you know, without the Congress, there can be NFF election in September. That's number one. Then number two, if like people are prevailing on Tijani Babangida, that okay, don't take him to court, don't play into his hands. We'll still have some people that they will still question the attendance of the Congress that why did you invite this
set of people,
this association of whatever you call them, why did you invite them to attend a Congress? Constitutionally, they don't have the right to do that. So in two ways, it's certain, he knows what he's doing. But it is we that we need to enlighten people, to let people know that we don't trust him by his word, that he's not contesting. He's not contesting, but does that mean that he's not working for tenure elongation?
Of course. News came out 3 days ago, or rather last week, that he seeks FIFA tenure elongation, which right now, from the ways, like you said, the water is being tested to see what will be happening concerning him still maintaining that position. But from just all angles, it seems the time is really ripe for Nigerians to see that, yes, we just have to change leadership and see what the next person will be offering Nigerian football, because Super Eagles, Super Falcons, Falconet, Flamingos, mention all the set of Nigerian teams, even up to other like Sand Eagles. Sand Eagles went on hiatus for a very long time before coming back. Now you have a lot of teams in Nigerian football who right now we know that things are not just going well, considering what happened concerning the Federation's Cup, all the noise about it, looking at the way our league is run, looking at the fact that we cannot even be so proud of our own. Countries like Sudan, South Sudan, Nigerians are going there to play in their team, and those teams pay them well, treat them well. Rwanda, check their league. A lot of Nigerians are playing Rwanda's league. A lot of countries in Africa that if you want to compare with the way Nigerian football is being administered, you will just be like, is this Nigerian football or what?
It's not in Nigerian football. What they'll be asking us or asking themselves is this the best we can produce in Nigeria? But that's not the best. Sincerely, he muzzled himself.
With all the talents that have actually played for Nigeria before.
He muzzled himself into power. So, and he still wants to muzzle himself by remaining there. He tried all he could to make sure that he contests for the third term, which legally he has the right to do that. But morally, if you're a failure, they don't even need to tell you. If he has any morality left in him, sincerely, immediately after we lost the World Cup ticket, he's supposed to have resigned. That would have been the best that would have happened to him.
Just the way the Egyptian
did. Do you get the point? So there's nothing that he would do now that we're going to be very happy with him, because the damage that he has caused to the Nigerian Football Federation, we don't know it yet until the new president, which I pray that will not be one of his
rubber stamp leadership.
Associates, rubber stamp or loyalist will be there. That is where we now see what this Amaju Pinnick has really, really caused to this to this country and to this government. If we are if we are taking statistics, looking at football as a business, if you look at the revenue that we've lost in this country due to what Amaju Pinnick is doing and what he has gained as an individual with what is going on, you'll be amazed and you'll be surprised. That is the truth. Whatever he's doing it for himself, not for the love of this country.
Somebody call it personal enterprise, something like that. That he has used Nigeria one way or the other to get himself to FIFA.
CAF.
Right now, even CAF, it's through Nigeria. You can't just jump from anywhere and claim to be president of any country without, or any football federation without your country first. But really, if you have the love of Nigeria in your heart, you will do the best to make Nigerian football get to that level where it's
unfortunately, it doesn't have that. That's the truth. It doesn't have the love of the country. Because if you love the country truly, he has seen the pains that people are going through. A lot of people, they really, really, really cried as in they couldn't get themselves for the next 2, 3, 4 days after we lost our
World Cup ticket.
A lot of businesses have been affected by us not going to the World Cup. A lot of issues has happened, but it cannot. And we should not make a mistake. The fact that we don't want Amaju Pinnick again, we should not close our eyes that we don't want anybody else that is coming is the best. No. We should try and profile all the contestants. All of them that they are coming. How can we do that? We check their history, their antecedents. Then they should give us a roadmap. It should be campaign-based. Not that someone that because we don't want, because we are very good at that in this country.
When we are tired of
when
somebody,
we are tired of something, we're just like, no, we don't even want, no, we don't want anybody. No, we don't want just anybody. We want someone that will take us back to the glory days of the early 90s. When if you want to play Nigeria, you start thinking twice that, Kai, let me just be defensive, you'll be afraid. That is what we think, and that's what I think we really need this time around. Amaju Pinnick, his name will go down in the history of this country as someone that came and destroyed the football-loving nation. That is the legacy he's leaving behind.
Well, we just hope that something good will happen concerning Nigerian football. Well, news are coming out that the annual Nigerian meet will be holding in Lagos, according to the first vice president of NFF, Barrister Seyi Akiwumi. He actually made a video concerning that. We'll be talking more concerning football in our subsequent edition about Nigerian Football Federation. But right now, let's go European. Let's talk about some matches that will play just on Monday. Well, matches will play across the five. Let's look at the result in the top 5 leagues in Europe, where Liverpool play 1-0 draw against Crystal Palace. Atletico Bilbao against Mallorca. It was 0-0. Getafe, Atletico Madrid 3-0. Real Betis 3-0 against Elche. Hellas Verona, Napoli, Osimhen, and on the scorer sheet there, you have Juventus winning against Sassuolo 3-0. Let's take it one by one. From Liverpool, Crystal Palace. That game at Anfield, it was a hot one because Crystal Palace actually scored first, courtesy of Zaha, before Luis Diaz was able to help them getting one back. But their man, Nunes, Darwin, got a red card in that particular game.
Okay, and it's a good way to welcome Nunes to the Premiership.
To EPL.
To the Premiership, and because of the antics and the pattern of play. That's the truth. He got provoked. It's like a bait. The truth at you, you got it, and that's what happened. When the game was going on, I was like, the last time that Liverpool, they lost a match was in 2017 at Anfield. And they lost to this same Crystal Palace. So I was like, is history going to repeat itself? Because Liverpool, I don't know what is wrong with them this season, but the fact is they are missing Sadio Mane. That link up there, that connection is still not there. Salah is still finding it difficult to connect with the new pattern and style of play. Nunes is someone that is more of an area person than playing on the ground.
On the ground.
So that issue is really there. And for a team that drew 8 games last season and starting their first 2 matches with a draw and leaving a 4-point gap between them and Manchester City. Sincerely, if care is not taken, they are going to find it difficult to challenge for the title. Their next match will be against Manchester United next week, Monday. And we knew what has happened to Manchester United. They lost their first 2 games. Sincerely, it's nothing wrong or nothing bad in that. We saw what happened to Arsenal last season. They lost their first 3 matches. They ended up playing in Europa this season. Also, this same Manchester United, in 1992-1993 season, during Alex Ferguson, they lost their first 2 matches. The first match they lost against Sheffield United. The second one by Everton, they lost. They still went ahead. They won Premier League that season. So that shows that hope is not lost.
Yeah,
it's all about them getting themselves together, identify what the problem is. But the problem is, can they be able to solve that problem now? Because to me, you see, they are defensive midfielder. McTominay and Fred. In fact, they shouldn't be playing at all. Because the style of play by Erik ten Hag is that he wants the defensive midfielder to play the ball from back to give the creative midfielder. But that is not happening. So they have a very serious, they have an issue that if they can look at, there's still hope for them to do that. So the next match against with Liverpool will be very tough. And don't forget, anytime there is a derby match, like we saw between Chelsea and Tottenham, whatever your performance you are coming with, when you are playing a derby, you are playing your rival, the atmosphere will change. So don't be surprised you see a new Manchester United on Monday when they play against Liverpool. So Liverpool also, they are struggling. They need to really come of age. Then going to the next one, which I would like to speak about, is Napoli, our own Osimhen. And he's starting from where he stopped last season. Last season, he played 27 matches and he scored 14 goals. But his first match, yesterday, he scored a goal and he made an assist also. So that shows that the price tag that they put on him, it's really worth it. So I think it's a very good one for Napoli to start the way they started. Then also, if you look at Juventus also, they are like making a statement that this time around, what happened to us last season, that they are not a good starter. They normally pick up middle of the season. But this time around, they are giving it out that no, we don't want to lay back this time around. It's going to be very, very, very tough. The way it's going to be tough in Premier League, it will be tough in Serie A also, because the likes of Roma also, they won their game. So we have Inter Milan, AC Milan, Roma, Juventus, Napoli. They too, they have something. So it's going to be very interesting to see in Europe this season.
Italian Serie A, they are just talking about the matches that we play. Well, for Victor Osimhen, the chanting from the fans of Hellas Verona as an African monkey. Come on, that's not acceptable at all. And that was why I had to do that particular gesture towards the fans.
I love what he did. He didn't allow the fans to get to him, but sincerely, this is high time that FIFA, if they are really serious about this issue of racism, if they are really serious, they have to put an end to it.
I put a question to someone. I said, okay, why do they sign African players? Hellas Verona, they are chanting African monkey to Victor Osimhen. They've had Usofo, Victor, before. They've had a lot of African players before. Even now, they have other African players. Now, if you are now calling them African monkey or you are chanting at them, why do you sign those players? So you are allowing monkeys to play for you. Very, very unacceptable and not good for players at all.
Okay, and I think it's not about being an African. They did it to Marcus Rashford also in Manchester United.
But because he's black.
That is the point. They're not doing it because you are an African.
Yes,
they're doing it because of the color
of
your skin. And we saw the same thing that happened to Rudiger also. Tottenham, Chelsea.
I remember Louis Saha, all of them went through all this.
That, and we saw what happened. You have to ban the players, the supporters involved, and the club also, they need to be fun. How can they find the club this time around? They should come up with a regulation that match, irrespective of the outcome, you are losing it 3 points, so that the club will be putting their supporters in check.
Yeah.
Number one, the supporters should be sanctioned.
Don't come. You will not be able to come and watch any game
at all.
live.
Then number two, the team themselves, they should be sanctioned 3 points. If FIFA didn't do that, we'll continue to see and what they did is a technique. With their talisman, Osimhen is from where? It's from Africa. What can we use? Let's do this to him to peel him down. But he told them that I'm a Nigerian boy, and he even did what? He did what they call Obi. That whatever you do, continue to look at that by doing that. So that's a very good one for him, man.
Good one there. Well, Osimhen just had to fire back at Hellas Verona fans who were chanting African monkey at him. That's not acceptable in football. Well, quickly before we go, Anayo Iweala, Nigerian winger who plays for Experience, has now been loaned out in a year deal. Will be playing with Belouizdad of Algeria. That will be for the next 1 year. He will be there playing Algeria.
It's a very good thing. A very good thing for him. And since I don't want to talk about this again, because our league that used to be an attraction to other African countries, the reverse is the case. Just like you mentioned, Sudan, Rwanda, Benin Republic. That is where we have our Nigerian players going. If that is where they will get what they are really looking out for, I'm not going to blame them. Then we wish him all the best.
Anayo Iweala there, congratulating him for the fact that he has moved to Belouizdad of Algeria from Experience on the year loan deal there. That will be it on 360 Sport. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
It's my pleasure being here, Adeniyi.
Good one for all the Team Nigerians that won. We congratulate you all and also wish them the best as they prosecute their games. I am Adeniyi Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.